tell you, if you fall on the floor, there's no question it's going to be.
Yeah, that's funny.
I would have to laugh because it's pretty amazing.
That's entertaining. So when you want to start it?
Well, this is all, like I said, background chitter chatter. So all right. So let's go ahead and give a real quick pause. Last minute sound check. You good? All right. Good afternoon, universe. This is Alex Soto once again for another edition of Articulate Barbarian. We have an extra special bunch of knuckleheads up in here today. Represent South Florida, the Miami Heat. This is Mr. What is it? Everybody and Goodnight and Mr. Matteo. Say your names, where you're from, what you represent.
All right. Well, first off, man, thanks for having us here, and shout out to you guys out there. And it's the 305 we repping out here in Miami
Heat. It's like when it was D-Wade, LeBron.
They might think that. They might think you go around Dragic, and I'm
what, Dion Waiters?
I'm Kelly Olynyk right now.
So like for a split second, I was like, damn, he messed up our names. I was like, damn, I hope he get our own names out
I'm
first.
glad you said
that's how I do it.
Dragic. You're definitely Chris Bosh in the like good Heat.
Yeah.
So have we established who we are for the universe?
But I'm John Everyman. John Everyman.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's. I spell it like that because I'm ignorant.
I'm Matteo, a.k.a. Cashton Kutcher, a.k.a. Plug Calderon.
I didn't even know that, but that's
new.
That's the discovery. Like we somewhere else right now, so we get to learn about it right.
So my peoples are coming up. I literally got the reach out. I had a room that I do every week. Shout out Orange Blossom Inn, free naughty comedy show, and we had an opportunity for them to come up, and we're doing kind of like a mini tour. I'm gonna be bringing some cameras, and we're gonna be doing a little shooting for both our podcasts. You guys have a podcast. You guys are from South Florida. Y'all brought some pastelillos.
Yeah.
I set a couple aside for my diabetic daddy so he could have himself a little third shift red eye on his own when I take him over there to him. So yes, folks, this is fucking Miami all the way.
We be Miami as fuck out here.
You can tell because these guys are like half asleep standing up because they're so smooth. They're so like, what's up, man? I'm like, oh shit, Miami's in the house.
Yeah, man, it's that pimp shit.
So what's up, guys? What are you up to? What do you buy?
Well, first off, I mean, we out here right now. This has been an experience.
Yeah, how you like it?
I've never been up to the Villages or Summerfield. We're in Summerfield right now, right?
South Marion County, 352, baby, tonight.
352.
Yeah, and we've been just kind of discovering this, man. We've been checking it out, and it's like really different. That is
it's cool. We've been out here. I've been learning because whenever you go somewhere, you gotta learn the news there. So you gotta figure out what's the price on the weed there, how much gold teeth cost.
Jeez. Well, I don't think you see that about the gold teeth, but
How much do they cost here?
Well, actually, but if you buy the really expensive set, they're usually about $325 for the upper half.
$325? Is that expensive? I don't even know what the gold
I don't think it's expensive if you're buying really, really, really high-end shit, but I think it's expensive because there's a lot of detail in it, but I don't know if I would leave the shit in my mouth for too long.
What's the fair market value going to?
I mean, it depends, because you can melt down that gold. I mean, like, if you really ball, you can have 18 carats in your mouth. So that's like almost $60 a tooth right there.
You know when you go to an urban barbershop, that same poster that's up at every fucking barbershop with all the pictures, including Tio down on the bottom right with his fucking pigtail and the goddamn
with the fucking dead ass?
No, with that burgundy red hairdo and it look like ba-da-ba-ba, like I've seen the shit. The point is, when you go to this dude's cat that has the gold teeth place, it's the same poster except it's all different types.
It's all different. It's like the barbershop one.
So you have to kind of look through it, and then he has a catalog, and then they'll even like put the little letters in it or do your name or whatever. I'll be real with you though, I think it's stupid. I just can't take you seriously, man. You're not your boy.
Nah, you know what? When I was younger, I wanted one. Like I wanted like a gold tooth. Yeah, that's because like
gold tooth is different. Wait a minute, are we talking about the same thing?
Grill,
clip it on your teeth.
Yeah, that gold mouth like a Ronda type shit. Yeah.
Is that what y'all are? You talking about? Like I'm down with a gold tooth with like a spade in it.
They call it pull-ups.
Yeah, the pull-up. That's
like when you go boxing, except it's full of fucking metal and jewelry.
No, I think I would have done. I would have never done the actual gold tooth. I wanted to do like.
I would have done the piece.
No, wait. I'm so confused now. I'm so interested in what you're talking about right now.
The grills, they would snap on and snap off. You take them on and off whenever you want.
Oh, pull-ups.
Right. That's what we had up here.
Yeah, we got that down there too.
Yeah, that's a common one.
Yeah, pull-ups. But you can actually get them permanent too. So.
Right.
Yeah, so.
No. I mean, I see them individually, but I've never seen it where it's all connected and permanent.
Oh, what kind of
that
shit they got here selling, man? Them shit supposed to come together.
That would
Yeah.
You
irritate
put out,
me.
like, you got 4 to the bottom, 8 to the bottom, shit like that. They call.
Oh, right. But it's the genuine shape of the man's teeth.
Yeah, but
But I'm
it's
talking about where it has that bar over top, and then it's got gems on top of that, and then it's got like I fucks with white bitches across that, and it's got all this.
and you
shit.
put them out one by one.
No, you just and you set them
Yeah,
up.
like some dentures.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like a one. It's like a like a 4-finger ring for your teeth.
oh man.
Oh, but top
it's got
and
all
bottom?
the
Oh, they
shit
selling
you can-
bullshit. That's
Yeah,
what
I mean,
they
that's
do.
what they do.
Yeah. Yo, you know,
They get nowhere with
that's
them,
that
man.
gold plated shit.
Yeah, they get over, man.
You bite into a.
Oh,
Yeah, you
man.
bite
Yeah,
into turn your fucking gums
that
green.
shit is wild.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't.
Oh, yo,
Yeah, they bullshit.
Yo, that's
I'm with you. That's some bullshit.
That's what
yeah.
you saw at Walmart with the fucked up teeth behind you. What happened is he got a bad grill.
What it was, they went to Party City and got them shit y'all selling for $320.
Yo,
But they
we're
bought it for
talking about that
$10.
barbershop picture. Every barbershop has had that poster up since like the 80s and never updated it. They got everybody out here looking like goddamn Kid and Play.
Hey, I think, well, hey, you know.
Hey, if you wait long enough, that shit comes back around. I'm actually seeing more high top fades now than I have in a while.
Yeah, you know what? I'm seeing a lot of those 90s styles haircuts. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like looking at you right now, you look like you go to a Nirvana concert over there. Like, you got like the
Man, I got the
pants.
Pope.
That's
Nirvana
like that's
fucking
straight.
the
That's
Pope.
straight 1990, 91. That whole setup you got right there.
Dog,
I mean,
where-
maybe you ain't got the Pope. I mean, if you had the
Nah, that's
Pope,
what he got on, though, Pope.
why do you have a shirt of the Pope?
Cause the Pope is fucking dope.
Cause
Look,
the Pope is dope,
blinked
dog.
out. He got the chain. Yo, he was the first one with a pimp cup. If we keep it real,
Yeah, that's real.
That's right.
way before Lil Jon, it was a Pope's cup.
You know what? But that's a good look
Yeah.
out here. Ain't this like a real?
Yo, his whole crib
Conservative
is
era?
shining. His whole crib looks like fucking C-3PO.
Yeah, there's a huge contingency of Catholics in this area.
Yeah, right. Like
They
this
got
is-
4 big ass churches. That's
I think
how you know
I've
how
seen
many
like 5
Catholics are in the
Baptist
area.
churches on the way, right?
Oh, you get there's probably 500 Baptist churches.
Yeah,
in
no,
this area.
this everybody in here is on some Jesus shit.
Right.
That's
So that's why you wore that.
I mean, I wanted to be down with the people, you know, especially like get with a Catholic shorty out here. Might work.
So you wore that. You wore the cowboy boots. Y'all motherfuckers just left me to hang out and dry, right?
No, we
This how we
look.
dress.
I just dress like this every
Yeah,
day.
exactly. This how we dress. If people know me, they know that this how I dress all the time. It doesn't.
Nah, I feel like that has.
This how I dress.
Now they gonna know I'm from Miami.
You wearing shades,
like
man.
Miami.
Like,
What are you talking about? You blind motherfucker?
Well,
You want to talk about everybody
Right.
wearing something? My ass, yo, you blind.
the way we look at Miami is like the way people look in New York. So it's like to us, it's like y'all are big city highfalutin types. Now, when I go down to Miami, that's some bullshit. There's a whole lot of city, fast-paced, crazy business. I am not wired for fucking Miami. But I'm not. Miami to me is taking a right onto one of them exits. It's,
Hey, but if you go to Miami right now, the way you dress, they gonna think you automatically a pimp.
Yeah,
Oh,
hell yeah.
You gotta have a Cadillac at that point.
that's that southern swag that we do around here. We go and buy our outfits at the suit store.
Yeah, but this.
Right.
And that, you know, that's how we do. That's how that we were talking about that last night about the South Florida, and I was asking, you know, what is the flavor in South Florida? Cause see, I'm also, keep in mind now, I'm also a guy that I heard there was this few years back now. Things are getting better, but there was like dress watches, pocket squares, suits are done. They're retired. They're old. Put it away. And we're gonna dress now with the shirt untucked over the, you know, and it's kind of a sloppy.
Yeah,
look.
man.
Yeah.
People wear suits because they can't dress anymore.
So
Right.
I said, no.
I'm almost there.
I bought suits because I buy a nice watch. I buy a dress up. I dress up real proper. Because to me, I'm looking for more of a. I'm always like the Dos Equis guy feel. That's kind of the feel I like to go with. I'm old and wise, and I'm like, don't do that, and just step back and watch it happen, because it's hard to tell these young people anything. And now my goal, and that's why I'm so blessed that you guys are here. I'm trying to bridge the gap between the miscommunications, misunderstandings between, because I'm not talking about you three. You guys are balling up here by yourself on some kind of a mission. I'm talking about there are some people that are young, 18 to 23s. You're going to get to see them tonight when y'all leave out of here. By the way, I'm thinking about riding with y'all.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. We was up in Gainesville, and I was around a lot of 18 to 23-year-olds earlier, so I feel like I got my warm up.
Right.
Early part of the shout out to the University of Florida real quick, man. We had a great time out there, man.
Great place to Uber.
It was an adventure with us.
Yeah, it was great, man. All the dudes up there look like Tim Tebow.
Well, they breed them out there. Look like that. They breed them out there. They feed them the good green hay.
Maybe I was paying attention to the wrong type of shit, but it's cool. You know, it was good though. Shout out to them. Though. I didn't go to jail, so we did. It was awesome at that point.
Yeah, man, it was dope, man. We like this whole vibe. Like, it's really different out here, to be quite honest. Is, you know, and obviously we look like we're not from here, but everybody's been real cool.
You look like you're not from here, man.
Well,
Nah, I look like I'm not from here too.
No, you pretty much look like
it's obvious.
You can totally blend in. I think you can pretty much blend in every circle right now.
Yeah, I can blend in almost anywhere.
You cross-cut across. You reach it everywhere. Middle America is like, I can relate to that outfit.
Yeah, man, I'm versatile.
You are all things to all people.
Yeah, he's good for the South. You know, he's just about the southern part of the United States. Let's take him in New York with cowboy
This guy,
boots.
no, this guy right here. I totally get
He's
it.
definitely like West Coast. Like, definitely you'll blend perfectly with California.
Who, this guy?
Yeah.
See, I feel like he would.
You know, that's
blend
funny.
better.
A lot of people say that too.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's Atlanta. That's just
Nah, this is straight LA. To the left of me.
Nah,
Like,
he
nah,
doesn't
it's
wear
just-
bands and shit. That's that California shit.
Yeah,
Nah,
this
that's
right here
I'm
looks
straight
to
up,
me
I'm
more like
straight up
LA.
Leo.
With the
Yeah.
turtle tops.
He's definitely versatile. He fits in like.
I'm good at any hood, man. Like,
Yeah, you're good.
I know how to talk to everybody too, so I'm alright.
He's good. He's good in every hood, man. Every hood.
So how long have you guys been up to comedy now? You guys came and slayed my room last night. Thank you all for coming up. It was a blessing.
sure.
I look forward to seeing you all crush Orlando. I look at it like an invasion. Whenever I go into a new town, break into a new market, start meeting new people, it's like a creepy vine that gets in there, and before you know it, it just roots up and takes over. So everything, I really respect what you guys are up to, doing like a blast, just doing a bunch of different rooms throughout the next couple days. So what is there like a blueprint? Is there a plan, a strategy?
Well, man, I mean, these rooms that we go into, you know, sometimes it depends the length of the shows and what we typically do. But usually when we go on stage, we got like a little preset order. I mean, he goes first because, you know, he gets the crowd right. Matteo goes second because he kind of fits that hybrid between his style and my style. And then I'm usually last, just in case they were good. I come around, they already had some good comedy, so if I just tear it up and it sucks, then
Right.
it's
They still
fine.
had a good show.
Right.
Theo went up.
So
basically.
the odds are here is that we each go on stage independently, but if 2 out of 3 do good,
Nah,
it's a
but it ends
successful
up
show.
like because that's the cool thing about us going back to back at these shows though. We just hit it with straight Miami shit, and we don't talk about the same topics people talk about out here at all.
Well, the other thing that's good about it too is you fuck around and you get first, you get third, and you get 18th, and then these motherfuckers like, God damn, we gotta wait all night. It's much better when you go 1 to 3. I feel that. I mean, at least you know, oh, we're 18, 19, 20. All right, we're gonna get a drink, relax,
Exactly.
holler. Whoop, whoop. Well, that's how we do it in the South. I don't know what call y'all go with, but we do the whoop whoop and we do the ooh. That's how we call.
Nah, I think that you get hit with like a feminist blog post if you do that second one in Miami.
Listen, when you're something funny, check this out. You go to any parking lot around here, like in front of Walmart, Publix, whatever, and you go "Ooh," and look and just watch who's turning around to see who. Like they don't know who's calling who. So what? Would somebody call me? Because that's our call, man. I'm telling you, you go. "Ooh."
I can't do any of those noises because if I do, then someone screams, "Oh my God, it's Pitbull!" So
Oh yeah, that's true.
Nah, I'd be like, oh my God, it's a cop.
Yeah, I'm not doing no type of noise in this area at night.
Oh yeah, nah.
I don't want no type of attention.
You fuck around with Emmett Till.
Yeah.
Oh, so let me say, man, when we were coming here, the things that really caught my attention is as soon as we came in, well, I didn't notice that, but that was more Matteo. We saw a restaurant called Oh Gosh, what was it? Oh Shucks.
Oh shucks.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is
What they
that?
selling there?
Yeah, it's the oyster spot.
Yeah, well, that's
Shucks
just
and
a
oysters.
term you don't hear every day, so we were like, what the hell is Oh Shucks?
Yo, check this out. Over in St. Pete, but Tampa area, there's this Korean restaurant called Bitch Nigga.
What?
Swear to God. It's famous as fuck, dude, because it means something in their language. And what's funny is you go to Yelp and you go in the reviews.
It means something to my
and the dude said they ain't no bitches, ain't no niggas ain't wearing this spot, but it's and it's in the hood too. I want to go on record. It's a famous spot.
It was called Bitch Nigga.
Bitch nigga.
Oh, nah, you get fucked up like that. Yeah, nobody.
Nah, yeah, that's not.
That's how you get fucked up.
But they'll just throw that at the end of an insult.
Vietnamese or Korean.
It's like, you were ugly, like 7 insults, and it just ended with that.
Oh, bitch nigga. Oh, bitch nigga. What you talking about? Like, it's not good. It's not
Well, I
good.
mean, we also had a Lucy Hose. So, I mean, you know, it just depends who takes what word wrong. You know what I mean?
No, you can. Exactly. If you pick and choose at that point.
You don't see things like that every day.
Nah, hell
in
no.
Miami.
But
You know what I mean? Like, you don't see crazy.
Do y'all eat Chinese in Miami?
Yeah, but we got a spot called
we do
Fuck
what?
Yeah in Miami.
Fuck it.
Do what?
Yeah.
Do y'all eat Chinese
We got
food down in
fuck
Miami?
Yeah, that's
I don't eat
like
Chinese
all
food
this
over.
game.
Right. Do you eat Chinese food in Miami? Do you eat Chinese food? Do you eat Chinese food?
I eat Chinese food
Because
anyway.
but specifically because all I've ever heard from my father is up here since what 81. Coño. Can't eat Chinese food around here. It's not like Miami.
Nah.
It's like in Miami, you got Cuban people. They're cooking up shrimp, throwing fucking eggs in it, body slamming
You
it.
guys putting the special fried rice in
Well, you know,
Yo, there's no
it's just-
Chinese people out here. It's just some white guy that took a trip once and
Oh,
got
no,
excited.
no.
That was covered with.
No. Well, we're not in Orlando. We're an hour from Orlando. And don't get it twisted. These people don't speak English for fuck. There's Asian as fucking we. But they just gonna pull back a little, try to make as much little extra money. Pennies equal dollars.
Yeah.
And Lord knows they know. I mean, not in a bad way, but immigrants know how to separate that money. So they know, take this little bit of seasoning out, give us this much, you know.
I don't fuck
So-
with that Chinese food.
Man, let me tell you that we actually, funny we were talking about pastelitos, and that's what we brought you, by the way. We figured, you know, we were coming from Miami, we wanted to bring you some
Dude,
pastelitos
much
that
love.
something that represented Miami.
No doubt.
You know, that I know you won't see out here every day. And we kind of proved it to ourselves today earlier. We went out, and on the way out, we stopped by, we saw a sign for a Cuban bakery.
Yo,
Yeah,
by the way,
mayonnaise,
there's no way to eat a pastelito without getting a bunch of crumbs. So this isn't some out of the usual shit that's happening right now. Like, if you eat a pastelito and drive, you're gonna have an accident that way.
Yeah, if not,
They gotta make that shit illegal in Miami. Fuck testing. No eating pastelitos and driving.
They should. Like, it's like you walk, like if you don't even pay attention, if you eat them without a napkin under you or some sort of protection, you'll look and you'll be like, oh man, you got like all these little like flakes on your shirt, and then when you try to like dust them off,
They
you
smear.
forgot that they glazed.
Yeah,
So they
smear.
kind of smear on your shirt, and now you've made like some like 3D looking like sparkles.
Right.
No, they're looking like you busted a nut all over yourself.
Yeah, it looks like someone just got hit with a pie, but you just left some like residue of it on your chest. Like it's bad. Like these pastelitos get messy. But we went to this one bakery that you guys had here, and we go inside. We ordered because we wanted some coffee. We saw the pastelitos. We bought them. We got a pastelito de guayaba. I forgot what else we got.
Not a tequeño.
A tequeño, and man, when we took a bite into them things.
Oh, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Like it was cheap as hell, which was cool. And I got to speak Spanish today for a couple minutes, which I need to speak Spanish every day just to keep that working. Because if not, I feel like my grandma's being put to shame.
Right.
So I just need like about 5 minutes of Spanish.
It is like, you know, something that I didn't know that we shared all this. And we kind of realized that yesterday. When we leave Miami, you immediately feel like you're like gotten homesick syndromes. So you try to look for stuff that's relatable.
Oh, we got excited as fuck when we found a Spanish radio station.
Yes.
We pull up to the village and listen to fucking Celia Cruz and shit.
Yeah, we felt pretty good, like, cause if we see something Spanish or hear something Spanish.
Yeah, in Miami, even if you're like a Jew from Miami, you're like a quarter Hispanic already.
Exactly. So like us being up here, that's what we were looking for like immediately. So when we pulled up with Spanish, we felt good.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind they're 4 hours from home. They make it sound like they got it from the other side of the world. They're like, we flew in here.
Yeah,
we
well,
just can't get acclimated to the climate.
I know this sounds crazy. No. I can see what you're talking about, but
What? I had to drink an airborne. I didn't know what kind of fucking foreign shit y'all had out here.
exactly. Like, listen, we don't know what it's like to speak English a whole day.
Oh, that's insane.
Yes,
Usually
like-
I don't speak English till I do stand up at night.
Right? Like, yo,
Like I'll speak
Do you speak
Portuguese.
Spanish? Do you speak Spanish?
poquito.
Uh-huh.
But you understand, you know if someone talking shit about you in Spanish.
I speak Spanish a little bit.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Well, you kind of have to if you grew up down there, right?
As you can
Yeah.
see, he's
You know how to dance Spanish music, don't you?
Yeah.
You know how to dance Spanish
He's
music?
exposed
Yeah.
to us, so
Yeah.
like the food is very much
Yeah,
needed
man.
for him.
I'm Spanish, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from Miami.
You Cuban as fuck, bro.
He's adopted Cuban.
Nah, you like adopted Colombian. Don't let him do that to you. Don't let him say.
Hey, wait,
What he's
no,
eating,
hey, y'all
man.
never do that to me.
No, no, no.
I'm a Mexican if you come to that type of shit.
What he's eating?
I'm Mexican.
Well, that's true. He does love Mexicans.
I do.
Mexicans are good people, especially like Miami Mexicans.
Yeah, they're good people, man. They're my people, man.
But you know what? Us being like down there is just when we leave past the point of West Palm Beach, it seems sometimes, and not even really when you pass like the Fort Lauderdale area, you are exposed to what we call America. See,
Yeah, but with like multiple K's and shit.
right, and
Like I can't live 30 minutes more than like 30 minutes away from some chicharrón de pollo. If not, like this shit ain't gonna work right.
right. I mean, when you start seeing less and less Hispanics per square mile or per square block, it just feels really weird to us.
Hey, what's up with this dragon, man?
Right away.
Damn, what up with the
been
dragon?
at 15 minutes?
It's our mascot.
It's our mascot. He brought it home. He cleaned him up.
What's his name?
We haven't figured that
We
out
haven't
yet.
figured it out
Maybe
yet.
we'll let the universe decide.
I mean, I thought
Yo,
that
you
made
know
a
what you
good.
call him? You should call him Winwood.
Winwood.
Winwood the dragon, and that way they call him Win.
Y'all got an area called Wildwood up here, right?
Wildwood.
Yeah, but nah, he's
Wildwood.
Winwood the dragon.
It should be Wildwood the Dragon, man. You gotta
Wildwood the
respect their
Dragon.
territory, baby. If we ordaining Winwood for them, then we taking it back down to Miami. You gonna see Alex Slater. Where's the dragon?
Where's the fucking dragon?
We got Winwood. You coming home, baby? Put you on this wall.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm having a good time right now.
And that's amazing because with him, it's not much of a good time. at
Yeah, he
all.
missed a good night, but he out here.
I mean, really, man, this has been like a real trippy neighborhood, man. Like, I like the vibe. I like different, you know. But when the second we out of Miami, it's just we instinctively know we are. It's too much English, less Hispanics.
Yo, you see cows in real life.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
funny.
we usually see them like in delis with their heads and their tongue.
I had a comic. He's more of a performance artist. Shout out Ryan. Dylan Rapansky. The fuck Ryan. But anyway, so he's riding with me, and he's from Orlando. He never leaves Orlando. He's like, man, this is a small ass town, because he was opening for me at the big fair gig that I did. So I'm like, we were on a brand new highway, just got built. It's a big loop. Not a big loop compared to the loop, but our big loop, goddammit. And it's 6 lanes in some areas and 4 lanes in some areas. And I'm like, look at this big ass road, man. This is a brand new highway. This is the future of this place. This is big, you know, we're growing. And right when I said that, we passed a yellow sign that said warning, tractor crossing. I'm like,
Man.
damn, because he's like, really? Really? And I'm like, damn, why does that sign have been there right then and there?
Yeah, man. Any 20 miles you get, like every 20 miles or more you get away from a major city, the more methy it gets.
Oh no, this is a hotbed for meth.
Yeah.
It's a hotbed for
How
I
far-
was actually thinking about asking y'all about that. I was gonna be like, so how's your meth heads? Because around here we call them zombies. They just float around. They just, you
We
know.
don't really got.
Yeah, we don't
that,
really.
man.
That's not the thing. There, we got people that do coke.
Right.
Molly's. If they
Yeah,
have
there's
them.
some pill type people, but
Right.
there's
Yeah.
crack. There's the little kids. The little kids love the Xanax.
Yeah.
The Xanax and Elin, as the Spanish calls it, Elin.
Oh,
Elin?
Elin.
Oh man, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I've done that lean a few times in life. It helps you sleep a lot, man. I think that stuff used to put me out every time I would try something crazy like that.
Yeah,
It would put me out.
Here's a golf course called kart racing. It's pretty cool. Everybody in the golf cart. I seen some pimp that ass golf cart when I was driving through. Like, we were driving through.
Bro, this is a.
Everybody a little pimped out.
I think there's over 250,000 golf carts on the road in the villages. They actually have their own highway system, and instead of crossing over the road on
You see
intersections,
some shit?
they go under the fucking highway. Now that doesn't sound like much to a big city guy, but fuck, they built a goddamn tunnel
That's what I'm-
for a golf
that's
cart.
fascinating.
Did you see that bridge? That bridge that crosses the highway? You probably didn't notice it, but there's a
No.
golf cart bridge that is. Listen, my dad is a Florida State general contractor. He goes, "Do you know what it takes to get air rights to build a bridge? Do you know what it takes?" And it's for golf carts. He fucking blew his mind. Back in the early '80s, they built that motherfucker.
Wow, man. Like I didn't know.
Yo, you
like,
fuck around and drive a golf cart in Miami, you accomplish shoot you for no reason.
Good around here, man. Golf carts. Golf carts is just traffic extraordinaire, man. We got golf cart parking. We got golf carts. Everybody. And then there's this other weird little thing, which it's I guess, I mean, not guess, it's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. But you don't need to have a special license to drive a golf cart. And they have, because of the system that they built, people who have special needs, who aren't too far gone, can actually drive to work because they have jobs set up for special needs people and stuff. And the trick is,
what's the customer service like at those jobs?
Boy, they're on point.
Oh no,
They might not be good for small talk, but I'll be damned if they're not focused on what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So the thing about it though is there's actually a subculture of people who have found out that there's an oasis that they can actually have their 30-something-year-old child have. So now there's even more. So like there's all these weird subcultures. Not to mention gamblers are now coming here because we just opened our new poker room. Shout out Oxford fucking Downs. That's a miracle and a half. Dude's in the back of a farm.
I saw something when we were coming, and it's got like a blue light on the side, right? Mm-hmm. I was reading it. I was trying to figure it said poking or poker.
You know what?
It's like a hooker.
That right there. Listen, Oxford Downs, this is a message to you. I can't tell what your sign says from the road, and he just backed me up. It's a little fuzzy. Put a backboard behind it, you'll be good. I'm in the business, I know, but trust me, guys, you put a lot of effort putting that gigantic fucking sign in the air. Put a little something behind it, you straight.
I don't
It's
want to
the
be
blue.
disrespectful, but like, was that like a hooker house or something?
No, that's the Oxford Downs. That's the casino.
Why? Because
Why
they
did
say
you do that?
poker. Why would you do that?
It is like the hook house. Where you want the hook hang out?
No. That's not my issue. My issue is before you say something, don't say, not to be this type of person. Just say the
Just
shit.
say the shit. We found, man.
You ain't no trying to sugarcoat it and then say some bullshit.
Got
Like
your
that.
hospitality. Nah,
Not to be offensive, but I'm gonna say offensive shit right behind it. Nah, just say it. And then
Yo, Oxford Downs.
Branson Warner wants to say something. He already talks.
Hooker houses have red lights. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but they're trying to
Well,
lay low.
I'm in a different town. I don't know. It might have been like, you guys are doing things different here. I mean, I've already heard that the village just got like a bunch of horny white people.
Yeah, I don't know what lights for that.
All people.
So like,
No.
you know what I mean? I don't want to.
Across everywhere, the entire world, red lights mean ass.
No, red lights
Red-
in Miami
red light
means that you
districts.
can't do heroin there because they got the Red Bull, so you can't find the vein when you try to shoot them.
Man, look, listen, you turn at that light and you go for like almost a mile on this road with no lights. Which, by the way, Oxford Downs, y'all need to light that shit up for Uber drivers. It looks a little creepy, but I know it's at the end of the road. You get to the end, dude, and then there it is. A fucking casino in the back of a produce farm.
They gotta do something about that light, though.
Brand new. Right, they do need to do something about
I'm not
that.
about to go look
But
like I'm going to the end of nowhere to gamble.
Dude, that's some G shit though for this town. That's the shit that blows me away about this town. Nothing. I'll give you another stupid example.
Okay.
Marion County Civic Theater had to wait for over 5 years to get the script for Chicago because they had to go through a huge process to get approved for that script. That's how important the script for Chicago is. The
musical?
Yeah.
Damn, I think my high school did
The
that.
local
get sued.
play group in the Villages made one phone call and the script was sent with one of the producers because they wanted to film it because the Villages is so famous.
So what? This town's got like real
It's
retired, powerful
it's
people. that
retired, powerful
snap a finger
first.
and-
Picture 1 million addresses and the average income across the board is $100,000 a year. Now that means a lot of them make $500,000 and up a year, some of them make $30,000 a year. But for that many people,
The average, that's high.
$100,000 a year, that's every year retired. They make that money retired. So the deal is, and what I like about this area, and this is one of the reasons this podcast exists, is because that means you have 1 million people that have stories that were professionals with long stories from every walk of life: military, security, entertainment. Aerosmith's mom and dad live here. The lead singer,
Oh, really?
Lived, what's his name? Tyler. Steven Tyler's
Damn,
parents lived
Steven
there.
Tyler's old as fuck. His parents gotta be ancient.
Yeah, Reba McEntire. Reba McEntire lives in the back of the community, but not
Reba
in the
McEntire
villages.
lives here?
Yeah, John Travolta lives in
Wait,
Ocala.
who's Reba McEntire?
Country singer.
Country singer.
Is
man.
that the one from the TV show?
Yeah.
Reba? Yeah, I only know her by her first name. Shit.
Let me tell you something, man.
Bro.
Don't you feel like y'all could just go up to her door and ask her, you want to go yard sailing?
No, like,
She's
listen,
just
man.
so down to earth. She give people. I stood right here with her. She was right here. I was at Fight Night, Wednesday Night O'Malley's. Fuckers, y'all need to bring that shit back. Wednesday Night O'Malley's. And
I feel like
I'm
everybody in this
VIP.
neighborhood watches this.
And I'm watching the fucking fight. And I look down.
I doubt it.
And there's Reba McEntire with a hat pulled
Got
over
to,
her
yeah.
hair back, hat pulled over her eyes. She loved watching the fight. And I look down and she looks up, she goes, there you go. And I didn't say a word just so she could enjoy the rest of the fights. Because if I'd have said something, the night would have been over. You know how it goes, Pitbull. So,
Yes. Listen, man, I would have told the girl. I would have told Reba, like, hey, listen, I ain't want to say nothing out loud anyway. I'm trying to find out what you do later. Hey,
Oh yeah, I'm kind of getting into that.
Yeah.
That's residual income right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
in
say.
the fucking-
That's
you put a
goddamn
kid-
motto.
Hey,
You put a kid in that. That's like syndication.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, homie. Like, listen, that's when you're good in life. You call your friends and be like, I made it. I'm sitting back
Yo,
down,
Reba,
not doing anything.
if you watch this, try to give it to you, ma.
Yeah, for real. Hey, look, any village older ladies that are out here that got that type of
You put your
income,
social media
Reba,
out there, they're going to come get you.
Yo, what's up? I'm trying to go to grad school. Pay
Yeah.
for that. I got mediocre to good dick. Depending on how good.
I got some backed up child support bills you can help me with, baby. I'll love you right back. I mean, I don't. You don't look like you like an older woman.
I don't even know.
Oh, don't put me at
You don't
risk
know what an
though.
older woman is? It's a woman who's older than you.
No, I just don't know who y'all talking about.
Like you know,
No,
just overall.
no, just say what color lady y'all talking about.
Whichever one you want, you can pick the color.
Oh,
I don't care. I don't discriminate. No,
Nah, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yo, what's
I don't know what y'all
outside,
talking about.
outside, you know what I'm
For a
saying?
second.
Sure.
You saying what kind of color is it, and then they say anything you want, and you say it really doesn't matter at this point. It's the same as him saying I don't want to say anything rude,
No,
but
no,
then
no,
he said something rude.
no,
I just want to throw it out.
No, because it seems like y'all were trying to skip the question, so I'm like, it doesn't matter at this point.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
Yeah,
That makes
they
a
was
lot
like,
of sense.
yeah,
Isn't that
they
funny
was
how
question,
two
I was
different
like,
perspectives?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, then,
You
whatever.
have
it
a
don't
preference
matter.
in
That's
I don't. I was just asking. I didn't know who y'all was talking about, so that's why I asked.
That's his.
Oh, this is, you guys want to get problematic? What if we ranked ethnicities of women? I feel like the internet would like that.
to rank them.
To rank.
Oh, Latin is number one, bro. Like, what?
All day?
You really,
Time out. Wait. What are we doing? Is this a physical
Nah, don't do it
one
like
night
that.
thing?
Don't do it like that. I don't like that because then it gets a little racial right there. Let's get a little racial.
Hey, no,
No, it does.
Hey,
Get a little racial.
let me get racial on my own people. Let me get racial on my own people. I don't fuck with Latin women. I don't. That's why I'm asking, are you fucking with them like one night physical boom, or are you talking about
Oh no, they're the greatest of all time.
Yeah, man. Like, wait. I mean, you got, again, we got to go right back to the point that we're from Miami.
No,
All
it's
we
not
know
that.
is
It's not that.
Hispanic.
Latin women to
all
being
Latin
women
women are number
or
one.
black
Well, I
people are
guess
to be
that makes
basketball players,
See,
basically.
look.
Well,
I mean,
See, we should never even win here. I should never even ask that question. I should have just,
Yeah.
I should have just agreed.
How about shapes? Because we were actually
Oh, we can do
last. We were talking about physicalities, not color.
I don't mind colors, just so long as you don't surpass my height. I got a pretty high number.
No, yeah, I
man.
don't.
Just don't
Height?
surpass my weight. No, my height. No, that's fine. Like I said, we talked about this once on our podcast.
He said you like ogres.
Yeah, like I'll sleep with a WNBA chick if I have.
Oh, yo.
Like, I don't care.
Nah, that's
That's
great.
the same thing. I'll raise that child. That's
Yeah, we went
That's
over
a
this.
stretch
We want to
forward.
be like we're probably like aspiring like
That's the
baby
next
daddy, like
Udonis right there.
basketball baby daddies.
Yeah, what's that show that?
Basketball wives?
No.
we want to
Yeah, be basketball husbands.
Hollywood, Husbands
Yeah.
of Hollywood.
nah. We're about to be basketball husbands.
No,
that
we
means they
want
don't even make any
What was
money.
the show?
Oh, the Real Husbands.
Real Husbands. That's what I was actually thinking.
Yeah, no. We're actually
We're WNBA husbands.
Yeah,
See,
we're
I will not date a woman that's taller than me.
Nah.
But I don't do relationships either. But that's an age and wisdom thing. So that's on y'all to do that thing if y'all want. But I walk the earth like kung fu. So my whole thing is I'm down with relationships like friendships, but I don't get solid anymore. Too many hearts and bad credit has happened too much in my life for them. I'm tired of fucking up women's hearts and credit. That was what I was trying to say. So my game plan now is.
Damn, this motherfucker really is a pimp.
Yeah, he is a pimp. He is a pimp. I told you, look how he's dressed.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the emotional. It like draws you down like an anchor to the bottom of the ocean, man. I can't. I don't want that. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want that accountability anymore. No bullshit. So that being said, Spanish women are a little too hype and crazy for me. I'm kind of, I don't do tall, and I'm a very dominant person. I like the alpha.
Well, here's the thing,
so I like a lady that's. Now here's the deal. Let me give you this. I don't like American Latin women. Now I love me some old school from the country. From our, like you know, where they're all about
those are the fucking
kings. Well, that's a whole different ball.
Okay, well then you could, then we just, if you gonna say it like that, it's the same thing. Same thing. Asian person told me, he's like, I like black people, but not your type of black, because you're American now. I want the African black. You know what I mean? For they can like, I don't know.
Before America poisons them girls is ideal.
I don't know. I don't know why they told me that, but I was like, whatever. I don't care. You know, I like Asian people, but I don't like Chinese people. I like Japan, Japanese.
I mean,
Korean people are cool, yeah.
The one interesting thing
bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
People are just people, man.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Is that it's so good to describe people as their race. Because it's like when I say that Cambodian guy, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But if I try to describe like, yo, he's short and he got short hair, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if I say that Cambodian, you know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
So that's why, and the problem is that with white people in most of the country, they're the majority. So everybody else just becomes that black guy before they're whatever his name is. They become the Chinese guy before, oh, that's just Jeremy. You feel me?
Exactly. It takes a minute for you to earn the name part.
You're always gonna be your race along with your name. It's bullshit.
That is
Chinese
bullshit.
Jerry.
Person.
But it's because of that. It's just because that's the easiest way to recognize people when they're out of what you usually see.
But you know what? Here in Miami,
We're not here.
I mean, well, back in Miami.
Here in Miami,
Well, I've had some of that Turkish blend. That's what we call it, the Turkish blend. I've had some of that, so sometimes my words ain't gonna come out so correct. They'll probably be used in different ways.
Man, isn't he cool, man? I want to get him a pillow.
Yeah.
He's about to fall asleep, right?
Exactly. It always looks like that.
It's like it's cool, bro.
But in Miami,
if you fall out, I ain't gonna call it him.
yeah, no, he said.
And I know Theo's not about to let you just fall asleep on him.
Yeah, no, what he said, if we fall, he's getting it on camera.
Oh,
so, you know, if that's where I'm going with it, you know, we got it on camera, I guess. I don't know.
You up though, right?
Huh?
Are you up?
I'm perfect.
Yeah, because the thing is, we're used to this.
No. It's the mellow. It's just it's that calm. That you're a real laid back cat.
I am. I'm very much like that.
You remind me of half my cousins.
Really?
Because they're all like, yo, what's up, man? It's good to see you, bro. How's it long been, bro? And I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, what's up, dude?
I can't find that in me. Like,
yeah, because like if you're that loud, someone's gonna try to fight you eventually.
Oh God, man.
I look scary enough.
But no, but you just chill, so that way it's like unaggressive.
I've cursed my whole life.
Nah. I'm more like a huge, soft person on the inside, man. I just cool.
Yeah, you just made it.
I'll find it.
I'm like a huge, soft person on the inside.
E-cigarette, dude. Universe likes this shit. They like it when people.
Oh, all right, cool.
They love that shit. So I don't ever edit anything.
I don't know for sure what.
All right, cool. We're taking over the show now. We're gonna pass the lead.
It's a quick 305 takeover.
They like it, so we gonna do it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna put this in the microwave.
We gonna do it. Yeah.
Right.
This is come back and y'all gonna take all the chairs and shit out and be gone and all that and all that.
We'll leave something.
Nah, this is wild.
We taking win with it, K Wild with.
We taking that dragon home.
Nah.
Real quick.
That's our trophy. We taking that bitch home.
Yeah, that's our victory.
That dragon, like, you gotta take that with you. That dragon might be haunted outside of here.
Oh, you know what? They gonna make one call and they gonna shut us the fuck down. The cops gonna pull up.
Nah, I feel like if you tilt that dragon a certain way, that wall slides over, then that whole secret passage.
It's some ancient type of shit.
I gotta tell you, Matteo is fast on the draw, man. That motherfucker's funny. That shit, when he said the wall moved, that damn, I just saw the wall.
Let me tell you, man.
That's art right there, Matteo. Well done.
I love this name. I love like your studio. I love the setup.
Bricks and
really
mortar.
dope. Like honestly, it really is.
Cause I was like, I thought it was a window at first. I was like, damn, look at the window.
Yeah,
bricks at the little house.
Yeah, I thought it was a real brick wall when I saw original. Wow, this feels real actually. Touch it, man. No,
Man, what's wrong with you, man? I ain't touching that, man.
You want to say some? Like you sound like you spoke to Jeffrey, man.
Like it was some.
Hey, this is
like one of these.
Hey, touch the wall. Shit just moving, man.
Check it out.
Get out of here.
This is the deal. I got 4 little, you know them little tables that are like this?
Yeah.
With tablecloths and a fake blinking candle. Mm-hmm. I make a little floor right here. We pull the camera all the way back, and now we do a front of the wall comedy.
Really?
So we're gonna do these little intimate weird with like 4 guests. You know, and I'm gonna have you guys. I'm gonna have Bert Kreischer up here. I mean, that's eventually it's going to be like you ever seen? There's this thing on YouTube where they stuff a whole band in a walk-in closet and they play the song, and it's all That's what I want this to be like. You know, when they're driving through, they're like, "Hey, yo, we're passing through on the bus. Let me swing." Shh. All right. You know, they do a little.
Man, we've done something not into that effect down in Miami. The area for your dragon here was called Wynwood. They got like a lot of these houses kind of in this style that they've turned into like little kava bars, and people do comedy in there. You'll see some of them turned into like actual bars or like restaurants, and they thrive out there. They thrive out there. It's really, really interesting area. Like Wynwood is right now like the mecca of the hot spots for Miami. And everyone's just going out there in the streets, just littered the buildings.
Yeah, nah. People from out here go out there. They're like, "Oh, that's that. What is it? That's that cuck shit." Looking at it that way, they're like, "These millennials out here painting on the walls,
fucking up property and shit
with their reggae music. I don't understand the words. This is America.
Nightmare out here, like to see like a street littered in graffiti.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, you just interracial couples coming up and down the street.
Right, it's like crazy.
Just you saying it
80% of the
sounds so
relationships
odd
women
to
are
my
interracial.
ears.
Yeah, 80%. That's hot.
Yeah, it's
about right. And it's hot, but it's about right.
It's possible. Nah, man.
No. I get it if it's art, but no, just the idea of somebody putting like I just picture somebody like FTW like a tag on a wall in the village.
Some
when
of
you
it
said
is.
that.
Some of that
oh
is.
man, my ears bleed.
It's not even just tags. It's like
damn. I brought my graphic with me. You saying it wouldn't be a good look for me to just tag up by the gazebos?
Well, we're gonna kind of do that for you before we left as a thank you. We're gonna kind of Wynwood-nize your outside and get you some nice spray cans. And, we're gonna do like a mural of Mr. Goodnight.
It's Mr. Goodnight with a full mouth of gold teeth, and we're all sitting in a car, like just in a caddy,
right?
Chilling.
But we're like on a roller coaster.
No, you take
going through like
going downhill because everything in life is downhill.
Let me ask you a real question. This is some business blueprint shit. Is one of you, the 3 of you guys, the technical one, or are all y'all savvy?
Well, on our show,
we got a guy named Noodles. That's the producer.
Shout out to Noodles. Really quick, shout out to Marlon. Wake and Vape Studios down in Miami.
And Gas.
The Everyman Show.
And
Gas, right. That's who's responsible for our gas over there, Wake and Vape Studios. We love Marlon out there and everything he does. But he was originally our producer, and he joined us now, part of the show. He's been with us since the start of the year. And he is our tech guy, technically.
Yeah, I got bricks and mortar back there, the voice.
What's up?
He doesn't want his name out there in case they find out. So that's why we hardly ever put him out in front of the camera.
That's
right. We had this whole thing laid out.
I'd be out here in a mask if I could.
Check it out. We were actually gonna make him a shitload of different masks, like a KFC bucket with eyes, a box, all these different Phantom of the Opera, and then we just decided, fuck it, put him in the back.
Man, you know what?
That's because I bitched too much and said no.
He would get hot underneath the mask. You know,
Too over that shit.
So that's gonna be his shirt. We're all getting our own lines. Too old for this shit. So dig this. Are you familiar with? Because I like the food truck stuff, right? And I'm looking at stuff from the business. Are you they do these things where like they'll tweet the location where their trucks are gonna be, and people actually will mob that spot and prepare for it. You've seen this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Out there, they already got schedules, so it's like, this place will probably be there Friday night.
Food truck events.
So check this out. This is just straight conversation. I see something between the 3 of y'all. In my little things that I've been doing out here, I found a lot of little spots that what I'm trying to think of is a way to do like we would say, I would call y'all like, Miami Invasion or whatever, just like I had done, because that makes y'all unique and separate from what's already here. We set up a comedy show and do like 3 or 4 little hip spots that hold like 20 people, and set it up in advance and have it set up where the 20 people are in each room waiting for us because of how they want to set it up for the time frames. And you do a blitz in one night. You see
So
what I'm
like
saying?
a pop-up show?
Well, I don't know if pop-up means instant, because I would say
Yeah.
we plan it 6 weeks in advance.
So you plan it, but it happens just
It
for
seems
one
like a
night
pop-up.
only.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
To them.
But we're looking at it as, see,
No,
one of
you
the
plan
things-
it, but it's just to,
Right,
to the
right.
people that see it, it pops up.
But
Yeah.
a lot of these little spots are looking for anything to just give them something. So, and you guys aren't from here. We build, because you're very talented, so we build y'all up like a fucking threat.
Mm-hmm.
You come in one night, and then, I don't know, and this is one of the things that I talk about a lot, because as an older guy who's getting into it late, I'm learning and I'm taking great advantage of social media. Are you guys on board with your platforms and whatnot?
Yeah, man.
So the thing is laser focus your attack, start pumping within 6 to 8 weeks of push. And then when you show up, because I've got connections like you wouldn't believe, because I can then, what we do is, and I find a good way to do it is you say, all right, look, vegan models, shout out Royce Ashcroft. Boom, we get your people at one of the shows. Y'all have your name on one of them. So it'll be Articulate Promotions, Proudly Presents, whatever you guys will all figure out a cool name for it. The one, and then they will be sponsors underneath, which means they just bring a couple of their hotties out there, set them up as eye candy, which will get them also people, and then they're connected, and it's cheap. It would be like $5 a head, cheap. You know what I mean? And then go in there and say, give the guy. I mean, we even have to look at it as well. We might have to do a 3-2 split with the bar, because the little owner, the little place, that's where they're gonna make their little money. So you give them this little cheap ass drink, and you maybe set it up like a shot. Because I have this whole spiel where I do a shot toast, and I give them 3 shots for $3. Makes them, it's a bar pop. It's for them, and that's how they hire me back. He's not the great comedian, but damn, he can sell some alcohol. You know what I mean? So I'm hitting it from every angle.
Right.
But the idea would be pum. By the time we're done, fucking nothing but dead bodies and cash flow. We out, and we just made a nice chunk of money, and we had a good time doing it. That's the kind of stuff that I see as opportunities. Different avenues and different ways to make money, which segues me to asking you guys, what's the scene? I had the conversation with the gentleman from LA. He was explaining to me the comedy scene. I've been listening to you gentlemen talk from last night, today, about the different places you hit. Is there a political, like in Orlando, there's kind of a hierarchy? Is that scene, or is there just such a big fucking place? Is there opportunities everywhere? How does the Miami comedy scene look? I'm gonna be coming to fuck with y'all soon, but I just want to know.
I'm sure all 3 of us can answer this, and we'll almost sound unison, but partly different. But I'm gonna let it go with my guys like we always do. I'm gonna start off with myself. I'll let Mr. Goodnight and then Matteo answer since he's taking off here.
Looking for Wilder, man.
All right. Well, to me,
14th door on the right.
To my impression with the Miami comedy scene out there is some sort of level of political hierarchy that we don't say, but you notice who's the one that kind of runs the cards in the area.
Right.
I forget the lady's name. What's her name?
Oh, I mean, if you try to do the improv, yeah, you gotta.
No, the lady that controls like the sometimes those events,
You just
like the
said-
tournaments.
You just said
Oh shit.
What's her name?
Renee.
Renee. I don't know her last name.
I don't know a person.
But Renee is a lady that gets that has a name out there that kind of has its pool.
Fucking my
Then you
head.
have guys like
Don't blame us.
The universe loves that shit, bro.
Manny Garavito. He does his thing with Miami comedy. He does a real good job controlling and putting things out there for a lot of comedy in Miami.
The benefits of also the show is if you give love, and then you get the stuff, you can edit it up and you let them use it for their promo based off of your show. So that's why I'm saying, please continue
No,
on.
yeah, man. Like, definitely shout out to Miami Comedy for sure. I've done a lot of shows with them, man. Mary Garavito, Kyle Grooms is somebody that he's always behind the scenes, but he's on stage. He does his own thing, but he's always helping with the comedians building their brand down there and giving them a chance on stage. Benjamin Leese from and his brother, they do Comic Cure, which they put some real good shows.
Yeah, I've never fucked with one of those shows.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
man, let me tell you, man, they're very good, and they're very. They always look for the finest comedian out there. I've done a few shows for them.
So are those like a once a month show?
Yeah, they do. They do sometimes competition.
The shows every
sometimes
day,
it's
though.
just showcases.
No, but like, are these what you're talking about? Is like a showcase?
It's a showcase,
A MC,
and
an
sometimes
opener,
it's
a
a
feature.
comedy festival competition with opener and a feature. And I've done one. I did one in last February. I won that one, the Coconut Grove Comedy Festival. I did the Comic Cure Best of the Best. I did another one just this past December. I think it was another competition. But we've done like a bunch of those for them. But those are people out there that definitely kind of behind the scenes give a lot of opportunity to the comedians out there for sure. But as far as hierarchy, I don't think there's not any. Oh, and shout out to Freddie Stebbins. He's always putting a lot of love for a lot of people for sure. He does this thing out there in
we got a great show.
Speakeasy.
Tours every Thursday. That's like a famous Miami show because it's been going on for the longest.
Is that a open mic?
There's a book show and there's an open mic at night. I usually host the open mic. It's a good show. But yeah, like even a lot of times comedians will come out and do the weekend and they didn't do Thursday, but they'll still come out and do tours with us.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. And I mean, there's a lot of opportunities out there. A lot of good rooms in Miami. Even in Broward. In Broward, I'm not. I'm out there a few times, but I'm more so down in Miami. I mean, for me, my favorites is Churchill's. Shout out to Benjamin.
Yo, Churchill's looks like what a villager's real nightmare is. You go in there and there's just gay interracial sex going on in the background. There's people selling coke in the bar.
It's the only
beer is like $8.
Can you give me the address?
You know what part you selling on the bill? You blend right in over there. It's a
at Churchill's?
Yeah,
it's eclectic.
Definitely Churchill's.
Yeah, I'd be one of the creepers.
Okay.
Oh, you fit right in there.
It's so funny, Universe, if you can see his face, he's looking at Goodnight like...
Whenever you want to come over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
We were talking about that yesterday.
You was scared at me, y'all be the creepy one. Like, damn.
it's just...
I've done shows in that room with people strung out and heroin sitting in front of me, just there, falling asleep and shit.
Churchill's, man.
That's just what that
Yeah,
is.
so
I found cocaine in the bathroom. That's fun.
So in Orlando, when I met Hierarchy, in Orlando, you start hitting the open mics. And then from the open mics, you get discovered or asked to do a feature, or you start putting yourself in front of people who are in positions to set up, who do like once a month things or something like that.
But that's open.
Okay, so it's kind of like that. Like, you do open mics, and then you do book shows. But you kind of just get stuck doing these book shows. So you might do like 8-10 of them a month. But that's not really doing anything for you. There isn't really a step past that for the most part.
Right.
There's been a few people that surpass that. Usually just by moving. You get some quality time on some quality shows, but there isn't really that opportunity.
Right.
There used to be an improv in Miami, which was good, but now it moved.
Where's it at now?
There's in Palm Beach, and they really only fuck with the guys that live out there to host it and stuff.
Right. Let me throw something out there real quick, because I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, California, R.A. Shafir's podcast, New York, Joey Diaz, all those guys that are in that circle. And for the last 10 years, all I've ever heard was only a certain comic can survive that Miami Improv. They said it was a fucking freak show. About like, and like Joey Diaz, bilingual comics, strong urban comics, real heavy presence, pow. But I heard that the Miami Improv closed itself because it was just so fucking hard.
Oh, well, that's how all our rooms are. Like, usually...
I'm excited about that. I'm very interested.
So that's what, like, a lot of times people come from out of town and get mad thinking the crowd is rude because they don't give a fuck about you. They're going to be on their phone. They're going to be having a conversation. And not only are they having a conversation, they are all Hispanic, so they speak loud as fuck.
Right.
And everybody that is not Hispanic is trying to speak loud so they can hear around those Hispanic people. So you got to command them. And if you
command them.
And
get them engaged.
And
they might be liking it. And you can still be doing good, and they don't give a fuck. So if you're trying to keep them the whole time, you just gotta go bam, 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 bam. Like, and then I'll even notice that sometimes it doesn't matter how good my material is. I've taken some material, to all sorts of comedy clubs in New York, LA, everywhere. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't want to hear it. They
None
want
of
to
that
hear me
shit.
talk shit about what's going on in the
Right
room.
now.
They want me to make fun of the fucking fat Cuban bitch in the back. They want me to talk about the bathroom. They want
Word for word, like what you just said. That's how it is. It's like,
So I'm
material.
I'm aiming to shoot.
Certain places.
I'm aiming to shoot my next special in April. This is we'll timestamp it for the moment because of the conversation's sake. It's in January now, so I might try to get up, and maybe make a move down there and spend a few days. I have a sister in West Palm, and I have some shit I need to do out there as well. But let me ask you a question: is there opportunities to cut up every night of the week? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're used to driving.
Yeah.
So if you drive between Palm Beach and Miami,
You got it.
you might get up 3-4 times a night.
Right.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Miami.
So should I go down and come up? Because that way,
Depends on the day.
Because I want to record it, so we'll swap it and do some shit on each other's podcast.
So for example, like on Thursday, you could start in Palm Beach and then end at Torres down in Miami and then come back up. And you might hit 4 places on the way. Tuesdays, you could the same thing. You go. There's some earlier stuff in Broward, West Palm Beach County, and then you can finish in Miami.
Yeah, we do our podcast on Friday.
Yeah, depends the day you want to go down there. You know, let us know. We can let you know. There's I believe Miami Comedy does something like that. They post information on what shows are coming up.
Yeah, they do.
Opportunities. There's another site. What's it called? Salva.
Oh, that's not. It's not good for Miami, but if you're in New York, it's pretty good. Bad Slava.
Bad Slava.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah. I mean, if you going, there's like a Miami. You can look it up on Facebook, like Miami Comedy. And if you're going out there, they got a Google Doc with all the shows that go on every day of the week, so you can see it out there.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that help with some of the help on social media. You can find some of these rooms, and we try to encourage every time we out there with seeing the people in the crowd, man. We love it when they support us because in Miami, the one problem we have
Just support.
is support, and I understand the reason for it. Miami's a city that there's way too much to do rather than not.
Oh yeah, and comedy is something pretty slow.
Yeah.
Right.
Comedy's like it's a slow thing for the Miami pace.
Yeah, it's not
So
a thing
that's-
for Miami.
It's not.
So I mean, sometimes urban comedy might be just because of the style, just because it's a little bit faster and people get it. But Miami's a rough spot for comedy. Most people don't speak English.
That's the problem.
Like I've even gone up to do stand up and I'm like, fuck, I should have just spoke Spanish this whole time. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I think the toughest room I ever did in Miami was this room called the MSMR Lounge. And when I pulled up, I didn't know this until I pulled up. It was a room it was an Asian restaurant, like an Asian lounge. When I went inside, it was a room filled with Asians. That was the worst room I've ever been in. They weren't acting and cracking a joke for nothing.
I don't think
That's a tough
culturally
crowd.
they don't laugh much at anything.
Yeah, I
No,
didn't know if it
they're
was
the
like
most serious people you know, period. I don't give a
Man,
damn. I've never seen one of them smile or laugh.
Like they'll come up to you afterwards. It was a very good show. That's Japanese as a motherfucker. What the hell?
The only time I see an Asian person laugh is when they sold you they bullshit ass food.
Man,
When they laugh
Nah, Asian food fire as fuck. You can't slam to that food like
Yeah, it is fine as fuck. I hope you pass out eating that shit.
Mateo's twitchy like a motherfucker. That's what the 27th time he's jumped up.
Those pastelitos do their thing. What did you think of the pastelitos, man? You like them?
Bro.
Hey, my bro, fuck, which one
Absolutely.
you try?
I always go
Hell
guava
yeah.
first. I always go guava first.
Yeah, I didn't know what would be your thing. So I said, I know that guayaba
Yeah,
is
guava and cheese
is guava and cheese. There's plain guava. We brought cream cheese. I got you the meat one. There's different ones, but I got you the more popular ones down in Miami.
It's a wonderful treat. And the other thing is I actually had to go to school as a corporate manager for the grocery store, and I actually can taste the quality. Like I was actually taught what to feel, like the way it crumbles. I mean, when you bite into something that's hard on the outside and it goes through, as you're biting, it's not supposed to bite back. It's not supposed to fight you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to come together beautifully when you come to it. Absolutely. And that was a day ago he brought it. It's been in the fridge and it's still ate beautiful.
Yeah,
you fuck around, get a pasta around here, and then later on that day, and then knock somebody right upside the head.
No, we tried that today when we tried one of the pastelitos from locally from here from a so-called Cuban bakery.
The Venezuelan girl working in there?
the Venezuelan girl. It wasn't even Cuban.
But if I was Venezuelan, I would try to work with other Hispanic people too.
Yeah, you blend in. I mean, if you know that they out there and you don't care the culture, as long as it was Latino, you good with it. You know, you can serve Cuban if you're Venezuelan. But when we tried their pastelitos, they were practically underbaked. They were, when we grabbed them, like mine just kind of, the top and the bottom disconnected. I was like, this is weird.
You know what?
Very dry.
Just FYI, I don't know what you guys are up to tomorrow morning when y'all get up, but if you literally go right out here to the 441, make a right, there's that first plaza on the right, there's a brand new Cuban restaurant that just opened there.
Yeah?
Brand new. From Miami. They claim I got the Facebook thing.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes all of us in Miami, we get together once a month to discuss Cuban restaurants that are outside of South Florida territory. Sometimes
we can revoke people.
Well, wait a minute, where
with ethnicity.
I got 11:40. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Y'all, if y'all want, I'll roll up there with you and check it out with you. If you want, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So, because otherwise, there's a couple spots that I'd like to take you that's more al dente on my.
No, we didn't. We just need some of it every couple minutes or every few hours periodically, just to get our
Are y'all into a good breakfast? Y'all eat breakfast?
Yeah, man, I eat breakfast.
I eat 3 meals a day. Yeah, I got 3 meals a day.
I actually have. There's a restaurant up in town. If we get there before 10 a.m., we'll see what time it is when we wake up.
Yeah. But
they actually have the omelet named after me.
No way.
And this motherfucker is the Alex omelet, and it's got beef brisket because it's a keto. It's a all protein bad motherfucker. But the thing is it's like you gotta come out with it like this.
Wow.
So if y'all want, if you really, then that's Burke's Barbecue in Fruitland Park. Shout out Burke's Barbecue. If that's not as local as you can get, that's
shout out to all the restaurants at this point because this is what we've been naming right now. So
it's kind of amazing.
Shout out to all the people eating food.
Yo, shout outs to whoever started giving shout outs.
Right on.
There we go. Boom. Shout out to them.
we're gonna wrap this up because we got a show to go to, right?
Yes.
All right. So. Give you guys yourselves your plugs. I'm hoping that we can get one more chop before y'all head home or before we go out tomorrow to that room. I don't know what your plans are. We'll talk about it because the one part about the show that I don't want to miss is the message to the universe. Everybody has to give a message to the universe, which basically means something you want to tell 5 generations of your family if things keep going the way they are, or if you have something to tell somebody today, if something you learned, hey, in case you didn't know, watch out for, or if you want to tell somebody coming up. So we'll do that tomorrow. But let's go ahead and just put out your social media.
I'll be quite honest. We could do that. I bet you money.
Oh, we could do it as we plug ourselves. Let's get it.
Yeah, watch.
You got 8 minutes.
You go first.
You got 7 minutes.
Say a message to your kids from the future.
My kids?
Yeah, generations from now.
If I'm not dead.
You are dead.
If you listen to this right now, just follow your dreams and everything that you love. Keep on going at it, man. Don't let nobody tell you different. And that's all I got to say. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That's all I got to say.
Well, it's both. It's who you know and what you know. That's what you need to know, kids. It's who you know and what you know. Fucking do something. Learn something today. Fucking stupid ass.
That's your message to you?
That's my message to my children in the future.
All right. You got anything else you want to say?
I have a waffle maker.
Yo, waffle.
All right, so this is my message to my kids, generations from now. Whatever you heard or seen, it wasn't true. I saved villages. I've built schools with my bare hands. People love me. They say Jesus is number 1, but I'm right behind him.
You over Allah.
And I am the original pit bull. The other one was born later, so that's my title. So remember that, and I hope you guys are still doing good and this earth is still existing, and you're not on another planet listening to this, because it'll be really weird, because he's wearing a scarf, and I don't know if that'll be in 5 generations from now. But regardless,
it's not in now.
But regardless, always know that I love you. I love you. And you can follow me on Instagram, j.everyman, Facebook, John Everyman. I don't know if you can follow these guys. I'm not truly sure about it. You can check out our show on SoundCloud for now. We'll update the other avenues pretty soon. Everyman Show on SoundCloud. These are my
Find
two
that on Instagram,
co-hosts,
too.
Matteo, Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's. You can follow us on Instagram on the Everyman Show. Even on Facebook, Everyman Show. Again, shout out to Wake and Vape Studio. Shout out to our city down there in Miami, 305. We love you. We'll be back home soon.
Shout outs to all the potential sugar mamas that are out here in the villages. You could just hit me up to the show's DMs.
Yeah,
Send nudes.
any old lady out there that has a hell of a credit score and over $100,000, like he said, with
Actually, fuck the nudes. Just send a
Reba
picture of your bank account. It's the same thing.
One of us is happy about being with you. To the ones that are clean, that message went out to.
Ooh, yeah.
And,
You got the number.
yeah, I'm just saying.
Don't put that boy at risk.
I've heard
He can
things.
live with herpes.
Alleged things. I've heard alleged things. And also, any WNBA woman checking this out. I'm down to
Anybody.
be
If you fuck
a
John, let him know.
basketball husband.
Alright.
Yeah.
John's out here looking for a.
I'll be quite honest, my list is a lot deeper. Some of the STD ones, just let me know what you have.
Basically,
We'll see what's up.
in the Venn diagram of all humans, everybody that don't have STDs don't hit John up. But besides that, if you fuck John,
Hit us up.
let him know.
My dick name is Triple X, because I feel like I look more like Vin Diesel than I do Pitbull.
Cut.
Alright, the show's over.
All right, last but definitely not least, to my future generations, what you heard, it was worse, and I'm sorry. You know, hey, you just gotta live with the good and the bad. So, Universe, thank you for all you do. Keep on liking, subscribing, tell your friends. Love, peace, chicken grease, social media, same shit. Alex Soto on Facebook, Articulate Barbarian fan page, Articulate Barbarian on Instagram, Articulate Barbarian podcast on YouTube, Everyman Show, Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's like an Audi.
Matteo.
And what did you say was the other name? I love the
AKA
Oh,
Puto Pueblo.
AKA, nah, it's not Puto Pueblo. It's Pipa Puente, Plogo Calderon, Cash and Kutcher.
that's the one I like. That's one Cash and Goodger. Love, peace, chicken grease. We out.
Yeah.